Hello again, Strekpop. Welcome back to my channel, to my stream, where today I will do what I've been doing every now and then, just to help myself with the scheduling and all of the theory crafting of the builds that I'm going to make in the future. Well, let's stream myself making those builds. Let's give you a glimpse at how my brain works when creating those builds and what the steps are, maybe if you're interested in making them. First of all, I do use my txt document for certain things, which you see in a moment when it comes to the paragons. Today I plan on making a barbarian build, after that a sorcerer, after that a necro, and if we have time, maybe a druid, but we'll see. We'll focus on those three for now. That's why I put them on the thumbnail on YouTube. So I'll start with actually picking which builds I want to remake from my old ones, because if we go to the old ones on my website, there are some that need to be redone. I'll quickly check the poll where you guys voted. Where was it? This one, where you guys voted. So Bladestorm needs to be remade. Maybe we'll start with making Bladestorm. Let me refresh here to see the latest vote results. So Bladestorm needs to be remade, so we'll probably start with the Bladestorm spin to win setup. After that, we will probably go for where were the Sork setups. I could do an Ice Explosion 2.0. Yeah, it could be fine to do Ice Explosion 2.0. And then after that, Hemomancer or Hemomancer, maybe the better way to call it, would be fine. And if we have time, Rocky could get a comeback. But yeah, that's gonna be the plan, I guess. I think it's reasonable to try and catch up with the poll results and try and deliver some remakes of the old builds that you guys voted for. So here we are. Where was the calculator? There it is. Starting with Barbo. El Barbo. Let's see. Well, we'll be spinning. We'll be winning. I need to open the old one. I need to open the old one to try and stick. To try and be true to the original. Spin to win. Bladestorm Barbarian. I want to try and be true to it, to retain as much as possible from the original setup. Wunging Strike. I probably would replace Wunging Strike. Um, why, you might ask? Think I think it would be better to have Frenzy for building up stacks and stuff. In order to do that, I think I need to look at my trusty fellas, my trusty friends, the Uniques, because knowing what Uniques I'll be building around, I might have some better idea of what support skills to get well, not support as a function, but supporting skills to get to Whirlwind, because Whirlwind will be the build around me. I'll be getting the Whirlwind unique for the setup, and maybe this Frenzy Amulet would go well with it, because that attack speed will probably make the spinning faster and the winning faster. So this one, Gore's devastating grips will be definitely necessary. Fire damage, nice. This, we've got some fire damage conversion here. Just like Upheaval has a unique that this fire damage. Now this one also has fire damage. And yeah, I think we'll try to figure out which one would give me the most energy, the most fury. Whatever gives me the most fury will be the winner. This doesn't help much. This doesn't help much with the 9 fury. Guns berserking. 4 fury, but again increases attack speed. But frenzy is amazing for basic attack builds, by the way. So 2 additional fury would bring it to 6. But let's see this one here. 8 damage reduction for each stack of frenzy you have. So my choices are frenzy or lunging strike. Bash and flay are out of the question for this specific setup. Let's just go for a point in frenzy, enhanced frenzy. Um, and I'm thinking this because this would give whirlwind attack speed. You try to get the maximum stacks, which what is it? 4, 3? Well, 20% up to 60%. Okay, you try to get those 3 stacks. That's 15% attack speed for whirlwind. The old one, I'm not gonna look at what I picked from the old one because something's changed. I'm not thinking of bleeding, although it could work interestingly well. Whirlwind turns bleeding, but I'll go for the non-bleeding again. If bleeding is that great eventually, I wouldn't mind considering it. And Presenex earlier said, how's it going, Presenex? Um, welcome back. Yeah, currently I'm reworking the Spin to Win Blade Storm build that uses Whirlwind, making a new version of it. Let's pick the skills first, I guess, although I'm thinking of making this 30% chance. I think. So the old version of this build, the old version was using Rallying Cry, Leap, and Death Blow. I'm definitely um, gonna consider replacing certain stuff. It was using Wrath of the Berserker as well. But that earlier version was made before even playing the first betas. So right now that I know some other stuff, I know that survivability would be more important than anything. But I need to look at legendary items before I can decide exactly what I want to do. I do know the unique item already, and I do know some additional unique items that would work great with the setup. But damaging enemies with leap, upheaval, or whirlwind get a chance to summon an ancient. This one kind of underwhelming. I don't think it's that important, so probably won't take it. If I go for the bleeding whirlwind, this could work great to reduce stuff, but we definitely want this one. So what I should do is let's copy the butcher, duplicate. Let's pick it out there. Oh, that reminds me. Did I copy the Icy Hunter here to the new builds? I did. Just double checking. Just double checking. This is the build from today. that got released earlier. Icy Hunter. So let's go back to this work in progress document. This one is Blade Storm. Blade Storm 2.0. Mm, keeping exploiter because I know I want it in every build. Other than that, the rest gets removed. And yeah, let's start picking up some of the build around me and the supporting um, legendary aspects. So aspect of the Dire Whirlwind, it's an obvious choice. Then there was the one with the Wind Devils on Whirlwind, but I'll just go in order. Earthquakes could be interesting while you spin inside the earthquakes. Although for the earthquakes, I have a different build in mind that specifically focused on all the earthquakes from Ground Stomp, from Hammer of the Ancients, and from Leap. Um, a jump stomper kind of build, but that one would be um, Jump Quaker or something like that. That would be for another time. See, this one is it. I'm not sure how strong this devil is. I'm not sure if it's good. I'll include it obviously because um, it would pierce your eyes, and it's that obvious. I have a synergy for a mastery skill. I'm wondering if I should invest 5 points into a mastery skill. But before that, this one's nice. If I get reduce the cooldown of Leap and put a generation of Fury for Leap, I could just use it for Fury generation. So I'm considering that. And since I'm gonna make this a berserking setup, I do want that one. This is also nice cooldown reduction for Leap itself. So you can stack this alongside that and keep leaping to keep giving yourself fury if you need it. But this is actually what we want a lot right now. Regarding weapon mastery, I'm not sure if I wanna focus too much on it. I wish there was an item that gives 360 range of the chains. The chains are extremely underwhelming because imagine if they were 360 in pulling from all directions, how good that would have been, opposed to what it currently is like, what it currently gives. Where currently it's just in a cone, and sure you can extend the cone a little bit with an item. Um, by the way, that's not the right items here, so don't look at them yet. This one needs to be pasted. What else should I pick? This one could help greatly. What the hell? Why did it copy the text with the wrong type of text? What the hell? How is this it real? Why did it copy the text in the opposing color? That was beyond unreasonable. This is extremely buggy. I don't know how Google quality checks new releases and updates of their spreadsheets, but it's obviously broken in a very heavy way. So this didn't give me that much of an idea regarding what other skills to use. I could just do as before, leap, obviously. I could do rallying cry as before. Mostly with the movement speed. That's the main reason why rallying cry is such a great fit with whirlwind. So now here is an interesting decision that needs to be made. But the thing is, it could always be changed. It's just a single point respect whether you go for extra fury and fury generation or whether you go for survivability. Which again, if fury is not a problem, this would be the better choice because it's each time you take or deal direct damage. How much would this improve? So we're getting 4% more resource generation, which is 10% improvement of the level 1. So you can get 40% more for 4 points more of the initial resource generation boost. I'm not sure how worth it would be to go more than 1 point. I'm still gonna go leap. I think it's just nice for that fury generation. Let's check vulnerable. This might be enough. This might be enough, just in case. So as a mastery skill, originally I had Death Bow as a mastery skill. And Death Bow is strong, it's fun. I'm wondering if I shouldn't take Steel Grasp to just keep pulling enemies closer to us. Again, it's a little underwhelming, but it's an obvious synergy if you learn how to play with it. For me, it was very difficult to learn how to play with it. And again, the thing that we urgently need is a unique or legendary item that gives it a 360 radius so that it pulls enemies from every direction. The good thing about this is it makes enemies vulnerable, so that's why I'll take it. Even if I don't use it for damage. Guaranteed making enemies vulnerable. And this on boss fights is just priceless. And you can get another charge. And you can get another charge from items, so 3 charges. Relentless Berserker, let's find it, because it copy pasted in a weird way. And don't mind this, I will extend it so it's easy to read. Okay, I think it fits. Um, I'll come back for those in a moment. Actually, I can't come back. I need to do it now. But okay, let's look at the passives I might have missed. Where is booming voice? Booming voice. Where was the one with core skill damage 100 and whatever percent? This one. For Whirlwind, we would want two-handed weapon. And for Frenzy, we would want dual wielding. This could work well, although it's only 9%, not gonna be a massive increase. Not sure if you want that 9 Fury. For now, let's leave it as a minus. Why is it not letting me minus it? There we go. Okay, I need to get to this one. This won't work well on bosses, but for mobbing it will be perfect. Chris says, we still making builds out here. Sheesh, yeah, I've got a lot to make yet left. I've got at least 10 more that I need to make before the game launches. Some of the majority of those are reworks of old builds from before the first betas. Like this one, which is the Spin to Win Blade Storm, but this is the 2.0 version. With information I didn't know the first time when before I had even played the first beta. Um, Fury is the most important thing for this one, because we'll be spending a lot of it. For the basic skill, I don't feel like using two-handed weapons, so I'm not gonna take that one. It is something we could consider, but I'd rather have dual wield with those, and have the attack speed work with us for the Fury. We have 6 more points. Terry is back. Welcome back, Terry. How's it going? Who I'm starting with day one? 99% Sork or 1% Druid. Those are. I'm still not sure if I wouldn't wanna go Druid because there's just so much fun with the Druid, and it's been a while since I've played a Druid in a game. But normally I start mages. I start casters as my first character, and this was better made me not want to do Necro because it was Sork, Necro, or Druid for me. But now I'm 100% sure I don't want Necro to be my first one. Probably number 3 or number 4 might be the Necro in terms of who I level up out of the 5 to level 50. 3 more points. Do I get 10% more additional life? And then one more point for 7.5% damage to injured doesn't seem that bad. Or overpower with two-handed weapons, 15% more. Terry says, I know it's so hard. I'm having a hard time picking. Yeah. Some classes are just, they resonate a lot with me. Yeah, debuffing enemies to do less damage. Maybe that would be nice. Or healing allies. But it doesn't heal me. So let's assume someone might want to solo with this. Let's get 1 point guttural yell. Still better than nothing. That one last point. Okay, now that we're ready with that, let's go back to the items. We are missing some items here for this build. Offensive ones. We are missing a lot of offensive stuff. So it's good. It's good that we know what we want. Let me take that unique item, the whirlwind one. I think it was amulet. No, it was gloves. The gloves here. Let's add them. Boom, bam, merch. So this is good. Fury on kill. Lucky hit chance. Attack speed important. Um, Other good unique item for the build that is necessary. I'm thinking. Where did it go? The one with frenzy. This one. It's gonna be great with this amulet. Battle trance here. Ah, shit! It fucked up the. Why does Google have so many bugs in this thing? I don't know how such a company as big as Google has such silly bugs. Do you see? I copy pasted it and look at how it copy pasted. This is what it looked like, and this is the special version of it that that I have to now fix manually. First of all, this should be white. I'll just make this unique color and um, I'll bolt, unbolt, and now I have to manually again frenzy. Let's bolt white. I'll just give it that so it stands out a little. And I just bolt this shit. This shit. Okay, the rest is fine. So this, and these three uniques worth it. Um, oh, that reminds me. Just something I forgot to fix in my build from earlier. So yeah, okay, we've got the uniques, three at least of them that are shortlisted. That again, they'll be rare, so getting that many more would be um, hard to guarantee. And this one would be pretty solid again, but and it would fit the build. I'll probably include it later as well. Okay, for now, let's focus on legendaries, offensive ones. Since our weapon mastery skill is not a damage dealer, this is out of the question now. I was considering it, but now I know I don't need it. Um, Leap doing extra damage, I'm not sure I really want that. I'm not using it for damage, I'm using it mostly for other stuff. One seems underwhelming. With Whirlwind, I don't think this would be a thing, standing still, unless I can hold shift and spin in place. If I can hold shift and spin in place, that would be nice. You're thinking Necro. You have to mess around and then you want to save your barb for season. We don't know how much time there will be in between the season, as a pre-seasonal amount of time. We do know seasons would last 90 days, and if they want 4 seasons every year, um, yeah, that's gonna be rough to try and squeeze extra time. That means they won't have 3 seasons every year, and they might have 4 seasons every year, and some off-season time in between. But they have said that seasons are 90 days. So if they decide to do 30 days of off season, and that means only 3 seasons a year rather than four, and they were saying that they would have 4 a year, unless they decide to get rid of this. I'm considering this one and that one. Actually, both of those are lovely. Accelerating, keep that whirlwind spinning faster. The fidget spinner, accelerate the fidget spinner. And which was it? Those two. I think those two would work lovely. That should be the stuff here filled up. Now, of course, what we need is to decide what goes where. I want this crit strike chance. I want it in a two-handed weapon. For the 100% increase. What else do I want to have 100% increase of the bonus? Critical strikes with, this is the obvious synergy. This one will keep boosting that one. And this attack speed could go to 80%. 80%. Needless to say, this is a lovely synergy between those two. This one, for example, you shouldn't care whether it's on an amulet or a two-hander, so it goes on an offhand. Rapid aspect, maybe on the amulet, or maybe this one, but this one again, the 50% won't increase. What will increase is this 510, so you reach the 50% faster. I'd rather get something that benefits more from boosts. Um, this one would be nice because again, this 20 to 50% multiplicative increase damage to unstoppable, putting it on the amulet would boost it by 50% and become 30 to 75% increase damage to unstoppable enemies. This one also very good for the amulet, Relentless Berserker. 22 becomes 33. 40 becomes 60%. But I think it will be fine even if we don't put it in an amulet. Uh, I'll put exploiter in the amulet. What I think this is what I want in the amulet. That extra damage on unstoppable enemies during bosses will be appreciated. So what do we have? Rapid. Let's put it in a weapon. Expectant. Let's put it in a weapon. Oh no, we need resources on the rings. Okay, that means this one goes here. And then this devils will be the aspect we sacrifice when we get the gloves, the unique gloves. And we need one more offensive thing, so exploiter aspect can't be in here. Exploiter aspect goes back to the helmet, unfortunately. No, actually, it goes to the boots. And which one are we missing? Expectant. Well, I'll put rapid and the amulet, I guess. Or the amulet needs to be offensive. That's why I'm considering what to put there. Expectant or rapid? 'Cause those ones are already on the two-handed weapons. Well, with frenzy, we would only need to hit 3 times. So if we boost this to 7.5 to 15, that's fine. With 3 times, you would get in the best case 45%. But if you get the item with 2 extra stacks, that means you would need to hit 5 times to build those stacks, and that means even if you have that 10%, um, you won't be losing much on it. So probably I'd rather go rapid. I'd rather do those faster um, through attack speed than doing them faster through the hits. So rapid goes here. And expectant. Well, if we have this, we won't even need rapid because we'll replace it with that one. To be honest, but yeah, let's put expectant. Wait, what did I remove from here? Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and rapid is twice in 2 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, yeah, because these giant strides. First of all, this needs to be that way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So the dust devil is the one I had to move. And now the defensive ones. By the way, grasping whirlwind. I need to move some stuff. Just a moment. Which one was that giant strides? You're saying they said end of July session starts. Oh yeah, this is for the first preseason. I was talking after season 1, between season 1 and 2. We do know we have around 40 days or so of pre-season before season one. Mid to late July. That's what they said in their words. Mid to late July. But again, if they're saying pre-season that freely, does that mean that they plan on having pre-season after every season, like some cooldown timer after the season has ended before the next one starts, or would they immediately just start the new season? Wait, this is glitching on me. It's not letting me. This fuck, this fucking thing glitched. Now I have to refresh. Come on, Google. In 47 minutes of streaming, out of those probably 42 minutes of using um, those spreadsheets, I've encountered 4 bugs already. This is how broken this fucking bullshit is. This is what I have to deal with finally. Okay, this is sorted. Now just need to put the remaining items. Let's make sure we're putting the right ones in the right places. This one, let's say helmet. I don't want it in the helmet slot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one doesn't need to be there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So okay, on the gloves we can put something that is not getting. Oh, I want to put stuff that I don't mind losing in the gloves. So if this devil is there, then this devil doesn't need to be here. And that means rapid aspect could just go there. And then in the amulet we can put something that if I lose it without making some heavy rearrangements, um, that I would be fine with it. I definitely wouldn't want to lose this. So this one goes into. Well, something would need to be lost. If you want to use all 3 unique items, something needs to be sacrificed from the good stuff. So I'd put the pulling whirlwind in the gloves. Maybe. No, the pulling whirlwind goes in the helmet. And on the amulet, in case we get the amulet, we want to sacrifice something interesting there. Yo Gottes, welcome back. How's it going? What we're missing right now is Relentless Berserker and Weapon Master Suspect. Whatever I put. Oh, wait. Let me put this one first. Weapon Master is in the chest, and that means it's not getting replaced by a unique, even if I get all 3 of them. This Devil aspect getting sacrificed. So in the amulet, I need to put something. It might be the Relentless Berserker, but I'll have to figure out a way to sacrifice something for the sake of keeping the Berserker and the Relentless Berserker when you get that. So out of those, which one do I want to sacrifice? Let's say I get the unique amulet, and the Relentless Berserker needs to be moved to some other slot. The options would be here, 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 here. But this one also needs to go away eventually, and then this one also needs to go away eventually. So it's gonna be tough. But let's say Relentless Berserker won't be that needed in the late game. Let's say we can keep Berserking up to a reasonable amount of time without relying too heavy on it. So I'll just leave it as it is. And I'm thinking of making something else stay here. If we put exploiter aspect there, that means Relentless Berserker can go in the boots, and when you get unique amulet, you can just swap them out. Like you can move exploiter back to the boots and get rid of Relentless Berserker. Okay. How much internet is needed for Diablo 4 to play? That depends. While you're playing, are you watching streams? And if you're watching streams, at what resolution? What else are you gonna be doing, or are you gonna be just playing? Um, it depends on a lot of things. Overall, I would recommend not going anything below 20 megabit for stable experience where you can watch a stream or watch a video while you're at 1080p 60 fps while you're playing. And again, it's difficult to because it's not just the speed. It's not just the speed. It's the latency that is important. You could have good speed but bad latency because you're far away from the server, so it's not just I need speed. It's more about I need stable connectivity, stable um, connection between my point and the server. If you have only 1 megabit per second, you would be struggling severely. But again, I told you some time ago that there might be places in your country where it might be best to get yourself unlimited mobile internet, and then use that internet as a hotspot from your phone. You make your phone as a hotspot, and then you give your PlayStation or something else Wi-Fi through the phone. That's if you can get unlimited mobile phone internet. In your country, I'm pretty sure even in the village where you live, your mobile internet might be better. Test it sometime to see if there's other people that have in your village. Um, if you know someone there, if you have friends who have um, data plans that are unlimited, to see what speed they can reach. You've tested it and it's worse. But have you tested it with someone who has unlimited internet? Or have you tested it on someone who has limit in terms of the internet? Because even now, I on my current one, I have super cheap one. If I exhaust my 100 megabytes of free internet, after that it becomes extremely slow, like 100 kilobytes or whatever. But back then, when I used to pay when I used to pay for unlimited internet, I could get some massive speed. So you need to make sure you're checking with someone who has unlimited internet at the maximum speed. Um, and in that case, if you're sure that it's slow still, then obviously it's pointless. But again, this might be your only way to try and get better internet with unlimited mobile data plan and hotspots. If your village really doesn't have any good providers um, that can give you better internet. I'm struggling in this place with the internet because in the last place when I was contacting the telecom company for months, then they finally made fiber optics, and I had like 600 megabits, and now I have 70, 80 megabits even though I'm paying for 100. I never get that 100. I got like 80. So I'm back to that one on this apartment, and who knows how long until they upgrade the internet here. And it's super struggling when I need to download a new game, and it's like 100 gigabytes or something like that. And in general, when I'm uploading my videos to the internet, again, I'm struggling. And fucking telecom company is just ignoring me this time around. Before, the guy was very the guy that I communicated with before. He's no longer in that company, apparently, the support agent. And he assisted me. Eventually, he got fiber optics to my old apartment, and the neighbors that live next to us. They also immediately, as the fiber optic was there, got hooked to it. And it sucks. It sucks that the fucking telecom is ignoring me this time around when before they didn't. And the thing is, this is a huge building. This building has um a lot of apartments. This building has like 60 different apartments or so, roughly. While the previous one I was in was like 16 apartments. So they have more of an incentive to get fiber optic to this building than the previous one. Yet they did get fiber optic to the previous building. Those motherfuckers. I don't know why they don't want it. Maybe because it's an old building, older than me. Maybe that's why they don't want that. But I don't know why that would have anything to do with it. Okay, so back to the build. It's time for me to fill in this shit here. Hmm. Hope I don't miss anything. Is it this one that I took? I can't remember. I think it was the Steadfast. Yes, Steadfast Berserker. Just wanted to double check. I'm adding the uniques only so they could stay there. Because it's easy to see them. So giant strides and expectant. Wait, why is expectant here? Okay, I've added all the stuff that's important. Let me save this in my document. I'll have to share my document in a moment. Present access, my apartment only allows for 2 internet companies and they both use coax. Only the problem with this is that they have the line coming from outside, coming through a random bedroom. Oh, that kind of sucks. Is my build going to be famous? That depends on you guys. It depends on how much you watch and rewatch my videos and how much you comment and interact with the videos and share them and stuff like that. Um, in my case, I'm living in a good part of the city where connectivity is not a problem. For in general, Bulgaria is a company. It's a company. It's a country, although it is a company kind of country. But yeah, Bulgaria is a country that has it had a period before the big telecom companies bought all the little ones, all the little internet providers. There were a bunch of small ISPs, and we could get some very good boom in the ISP department. There were a lot of those little companies that were there was a lot of competition, and the prices just remained very competitive since then. So yeah, Bulgaria has decent internet for the price, and if you're in Sofia, in the capital, and you live closer to the center, definitely lovely connectivity. I mean, obviously, bit by bit, they're trying to get those 10 gigabyte network, 10 gigabit networks through every place. And with those 10 gigabit networks, they offer the 10 gigabit version. The I think they offer the 1 gigabit version, the 600, and then there's another one that's like 100 or something. I can try and show you. Although it's gonna be in Bulgarian, but just to show you, um, just to show you what prices people get. Mm, where is it? For internet and stuff. Let me show you English so you can see the English version um of this company. So you get TV, internet. I only need internet and that's it. But just to show you what they have, it keeps switching to the Bulgarian. What the actual fuck? Not that great. Um, okay, let me just show you the Bulgarian once I'll translate the stuff. So this price is in Bulgarian leva. Divide by two, and that's the price in euro. If you divide that by two, the price in euro. This one at the bottom is the actual price. The one at the top is promotional for 3 or 6 months or whatever, depending on that. So for 15 euro, you can get 600 megabits. For 11 euro, you get 200 megabits. For 23 euro, you get 2 gigabits. And for 125 euro, you get the 10 gigabit download, 2 gigabit upload. But again, it needs to be within not the whole city has it yet. They're bit by bit expanding it. In my old apartment, where my brother and his wife are still there, we had this one. We were paying for this one, but n- it we could have paid up to that one if we felt like it, because they had that new switch there. They went and installed a new switch and so on, which definitely reasonable prices, especially for this one offer. And pretty much you for 35 level, which is 16 euro roughly. No, 13 euro roughly. So for 13 euro, you could get this with TV, not just the internet, but TV. So instead of 12 or 11 euro, oh no, instead of 15 euro, you pay 17 euro. 17 euro. So instead of 15 for 17 euro, you get it with TV or stuff like that. I can try and show you. Um, so they definitely have some good stuff. Let me see where it was. The package service, the shitty package service. Um, I think what I was looking at now was the business clients. So for home clients, it's gonna be cheaper probably, different. This is the package service. So the package service, this is the price. Oh, that's with 5G. Fuck the 5G. I just want to show you the TV and internet package service without the shit. The website is extremely badly designed. Um, in any case, yeah, kind of almost same prices as the one you saw earlier. Kind of almost the same prices as the one you saw earlier. In any case, let's close this and go back to the build making. It's time for the paragons. I do have a cable running through my whole hallway and through my room, an Ethernet cable, because I don't like Wi-Fi. And first of all, I don't have a Wi-Fi motherboard, but even if I did, I would still prefer to use the cable. Um, but thankfully they could just drill a hole in the right not right. They didn't drill it; it was already drilled from back from before, and they just put that cable and it's in the hallway in a perfect spot that can cover a lot of things. So now what we should do is we need to copy paste this shit here and do it for the barbarian. This is the slowest part of making a build, the paragons. I probably would only make it for this build, and then for the next ones I make, I might skip it for now. This is how you min max, how you squeeze the most out of a build. I know the results here would be 70 strength. I know that on the oops, I know that on the barbarian strength is the main. And it's probably gonna be dex and int for the next ones, but just to be on the safe side, I will check it from here. So strength, dex, willpower. Okay, int is not used here, so this int needs to be replaced with willpower. And this willpower replaces this one here. And now ASD. This one is temporary. This will be filled up. I'm just creating the template that I will use to fill up. I might copy paste it. I'm gonna copy this for later, or maybe let's just do that. What I need to do now is I need to check the amount of stats each of those boards gives. I already know for the starting. The starting board is always 70 main stat, 39 of the remaining. But first of all, I decide on the boards that attract me one way or another, and I write them down. This is extremely nerd mode, extreme nerd mode to try and squeeze the most out of a Paragon board. Carnage. So after I pick the ones I want, then I have to figure out how much strength, how much dex, and how much willpower there is in that board, which is done easily by selecting all the stats you can get. And then putting stuff that requires stats, and it will tell you immediately how much of that stat you have, so you don't have to count it. Um, I'll check that in a moment. Let me get back to selecting boards. No, no. Which one was the other I picked? Decimator. Let's do that for now, so I don't have to do it later. Again, this is not what we will be taking. I am just doing that for science for a moment, and after that we will remove what we don't need. And as you notice, I'm only picking the ones with stats, because I'll have to unclick the other ones anyway, so might as well not click them in the first place. Bone Breaker, no. Polish Technique, no. This one, on the other hand, is perfect for the build. So Warbinger. And I need to decide on one more board, but I'm not sure which one I would like. That one board I wouldn't invest into the legendary at all. In fact, in most of those boards I picked, maybe I wouldn't invest into the legendaries. Um, I'm looking for something with good quester. A good quester will be all we want. And something that's nice on the way to the quester, close by, like this crit strike damage, perfect for us. This one is denaturation to close enemies, not so bad if needed. Crit strike damage with one-handed, on the other hand, not really liking this one. This quester here, overpower. Again, we're not using burgeoning as much, so I'm not sure how much we would overpower, but we do have fortify, so we should be overpowering quite often. But this is more of a burgeoning stuff than you are fortified. There might be something better out there. By the way, let me fill up this one. Again, this is only temporary. That's definitely not the points I will be taking. So ignore me doing this. I mean, if you want, don't ignore it. Use it when you're theory crafting yourself. I definitely don't want the damage over time related stuff and the bleeding related stuff, which means I don't have many options. 1, 2, 3 with this one, 4 with this one. 4 boards is more than enough. In most cases, you wouldn't need more than 4 boards, but there are cases where you might want to go and do something else. This one, damage to elites, and this extra physical damage might work nicely as an extra board, even if I don't get this swap related stuff. So potentially we could get this board as additional, um, just for the socket, just to get some points from the sockets. That's my way of building. Some people might prefer to go for sockets that don't give you stats per taken, per each 5 points of XYZ stat, but rather boosting the blue or the yellow. I try to avoid taking notes that boost the blue or the yellow nearby, because oftentimes it won't be a good fit, because I won't need both questers, let's say it that way. So in this case, for example, I wouldn't want this quester. Maybe I could take the armor and strength and stuff, but I would be taking the physical damage. I wouldn't be taking this armor in an ideal situation. So again, now what we need to do is randomly put stuff. Randomly put stuff to check the strength. So this one is called, what is it called? Weapons Master. Don't need this. Weapons Master. Weapons Master. As you can see, it gives 65 strength. That's with all the stats taken around it. Now, if we check the dex and int, the dex it gives is 39. Okay, and the will, I mean not int will, the willpower should probably be it should be 49. Yeah, it is 49. Okay. This one is 65 strength as well. Which one was this? Warbinger. 65 strength. And this helps me decide which type of socket I put in which board. Because again, boards that are predominantly strength and doesn't give you this much good dex and willpower like the starting one, I would ideally pick something with strength there. That gives you for each 5 strength you do blah blah blah. That type of gem will go there for sure. So 49 dex in Warpinger, 49 dex. That leaves 39 willpower. But just to be on the safe side, I will double check it. Just to be sure, but it shouldn't be more than 39 willpower. It should be exactly 13. Yeah. Starting board, I'm not gonna check because I know it. Even if I check it, I know what it would be. Okay, strength for decimator, strength 60. Dex 34. See, this one has very low dex. You wouldn't want dex in here. And willpower. Willpower 54. This is great for a willpower gem, for a willpower based socket. This is how I decide this. This is extreme, extremely squeezing the boards dry for everything they're worth. Okay, strength. Here on what's this one called? Carnage. 75 strength on Carnage. This is definitely something I would use for strength. This probably has 34 dex and maybe 34 willpower. Actually, it should have 34 of one stat and 39 of the other. So let's see whether the dex or the willpower is 34. Oh, 44 dex. Does that mean 29 willpower? It might be 29 willpower if it's 44 dex. Interesting. Carnage, 44 dex. So how much willpower would that be? 29, maybe? 39. How did they squeeze that many stats in a single board? I call hacks. I call hacks. Something doesn't feel right here. How much is it? 39. This makes no sense for it to have 75 strength. Maybe because of those things here. But again, the starting board also has them. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every single board has 6 missing slots. Every single board has 2 yellow ones. And the rest is 2 blue ones. For each cluster for total of 4, and the rest is white. So everyone has the same amount of total. If you add up this to this to this, it should give you the same number as this and this maybe. I don't know. Something's wrong. Because yeah, this one is 5 difference than those, but then we see 10 difference here. Wait, what happened? What just happened? This crashed. The website crashed. Oh, now I have to redo that whole shit again. Fuck me. That was probably the guy probably pushed an update. Okay, let's go back to Carnage. I've done the rest. Let's go back to Carnage. He probably he released an update earlier today, and maybe he messed up a bunch of stuff with that update. But it just doesn't add up. You're not seeing what I'm doing, so let me just quickly um share my text. I forgot to share it. This is the stuff that I'm using for the calculation. So this is 75 strength. And again, okay, if it's 75 strength, the rest should be lower. Blood feeder dex, 44 dex. How is it 44 dex? From where does it come? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And those 14, 44. And how does it also have 39 willpower? I kind of struggle to understand how he gets this much, how they manage to squeeze this much inside it. 39 willpower. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 25 and 14. Yeah, they somehow managed to squeeze it. This board has much more value than other boards. Again, if you look at the starting board, it's 70, 39, 39. This one somehow has 75, so 5 points more than this, then 5 points more than this. So it has 10 points more overall. And if you look at the Weapon Master, which was 65, 39, 49, it also has 5 more points than the starting one. And it's the exact same number: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. There's okay, there's the starting one: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. There's the two yellow and the four blue ones for stats, and the rest in white. So for whatever reason, something has happened, and maybe one of those strength ones is giving more than it needs to. 10, 10, 20, 30, 45, 50, 60, 55, I mean 60, 65, 70. I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 for a 55 and then 20. Yeah, I don't know how they did. Black magic fuckery. That's what's happening here. Some next level black magic fuckery. Okay, what else did I have? Warbinger, Carnage Decimator, and Weapons Master. So with this one, I'm definitely thinking of strength. So I'm removing everything that's not strength here. And eventually, when I decide to use this board, I will be deciding the path I connect with, whether I go up, down, left, etc. I'll choose the path that gives me the most amounts of strength. So in this case, it probably would be something like this: starting from here, going this way, taking this one, then putting 1 point here to take that one, then going this way, putting 1 point here to take that one, and then taking this, and maybe that one to take those and those, maybe. For now, let's just cancel this one here. Let's go back to the others. This one will also be another strength board. I'm pretty sure of it. So I'll just take all the strength stuff. And again, this won't be exactly how it is. I'll be doing modifications. But yeah, this sets me back with the fucking crash of this website where it fucked up. Where was it? Warbinger Weapons Master. Warbinger was 65 strength, 49 dex, 39 willpower. So it's probably gonna be dex that I do here. And Weapons Master, probably willpower. Decimator also willpower. Weapons Master willpower most likely. It will depend on whether there are enough good willpower gems in the first place. What's missing? Carnage, Decimator. Decimator is definitely a willpower. It would be waste to not do willpower in the Decimator board. So while we're at it, let's pick my sockets. I'm just gonna list them here. So Bud Feeder, not for us. For every 5 strength, okay, damage for wielding a mace, okay. Increased overpower damage, maybe. Dominate, dominate, increased overpower. What type is it? Willpower. 28.8 overpower. Overpower damage and dominate. So I list them here. And eventually I decide, once I build a list, I decide which one goes in which board. So dominate. Executioner. While wielding a polearm, you can wield a polearm perfectly fine with a build like that. So executioner, again, another one for strength. Wielding a polearm with whirlwind, it would work well. The same would go for a sword. You could either go two-handed sword or a polearm and use the executioner or the equivalent, which would be I forgot what it's called, but we'll find it in a moment. And when it says sword, it applies to both two-handed and one-handed swords. Exploit is vulnerable, so it's with Dex 7.2. Damage to vulnerable. Okay. Then Imbiber. Increase damage while healthy. Eight point eight two two damage while healthy. It was a willpower. Okay. Ire. Ire is strength, right? 7.2 damage. Wow. Berserking. I'm not a fan of this for this build. Revenge. No. Searing. Searing is this one. Searing. Territorial. This one is 9.6 damage to close targets, right? Just a moment. Let me give Sky some food because he's asking for it. And well, what I'm doing right now is totally not necessary. It definitely makes me, it makes it easier to make the most suitable choices. Instead of making mistakes and having to rework stuff later when you realize there might have been a better combination between boards and gems. Undaunted, for every 5 willpower within range, damage while fortified. Okay, I can consider this, although it's probably not high priority, but undaunted. 7.2. They nerfed a few things that used to be 9.6 to 7.2. That was nerfed with the last beta. It used to be 9.6 before, now it's 7.2 for a few things. Every time you see 7.2, there didn't used to be 7.2 before. So every 7.2 used to be 9.6. So now you're seeing the things they nerfed between the previous beta weekend and the server slam. Or maybe I'm misremembering things and I'm tripping, but I don't remember tripping that way. I have to look at some of my older stuff from before that. The first videos, build videos, post-launch build videos I made with Paragon stuff from before the launch should have all of this in the Paragon section. Um, this one, Rat, I was waiting for Rat. Rat is, in this case, Dex skill. It moves depending on the class, what type of stat it would be, and its name. But it's always the credential with core skills. We definitely want that one early. And skills that critic strike generate fury. And if you remember, we have that stuff that increases the chance of whirlwind critting the more we channel it, and we have other things that give us crit chance. So with this, we can kind of start planning out what goes where. I definitely want rat and damage to close. So I want territorial and I want rat and I most likely want exploit. That's 3 decks, but we probably will have 1, 2 dex boards. And that's if I decide to not use Carnage for strength. First of all, how many strength stuff would be extremely useful for us? We would either want Seeding or Executioner. We don't want both of them. This would depend whether the person playing uses a polearm or a sword. And then we would probably want Ire. So that means 2 strength boards at most. I might add another board and just not put too many points per board, but just put the most useful stuff. It's doable, and not take the legendary notes, because the legendary notes are a huge investment and they're pretty much not worth it. In 90% of the time, those legendary notes are not worth the points you would waste getting that note, opposed to just taking sockets and swatting them with those types of gems and picking the right types of stats to max out those. So I definitely would consider in terms of willpower. Neither of those is important as much as the rest of the stuff. So even if I do decide to not take any of those, we would be fine. Damage while healthy should probably be a priority over damage while fortified, because most of the times you would be fortified and healthy at the same time, and this one is more damage than this one. Overpower damage, it's again, you need to be fortified to get it to work. So I think damage to close is the best thing for us, alongside crit damage with core skills. And for bosses, damage to vulnerable is invaluable bonus. But since this is 9.6, this should be probably the first priority and the first thing we take. Which means, let's pick it here. Territorial goes in the starting board. Oh, it's Dex. Fuck. Okay. I will only have one strength and it will be Carnage. And in that one, I'll probably put damage while berserking, so I'm not limiting someone to pow arm and sword. And after that, I would maybe consider adding another one. So, oh no, never mind. This is 44 dex here. So I get two. No, I get one more dex here and one more strength compared to here and here. So if I make Carnage my second board, um, I could add ire over here. Then this is dex and this is dex. And with those two dex nodes, we can get territorial and rat. So I'll start starting, then Carnage, then Warbinger. Okay. Shush, Sky, shush. So, okay, starting will be ire. And I only take the bare minimum there and eventually come back for it. So then Carnage will be territorial probably. And Warbinger would be the core skills bonuses. This is territorial. This is rat for Warbinger. And then I'll see. I'll see the other bonuses before I decide which one goes there. For now, let's keep it that way. And Weapons Master, strength or willpower for it or dex. I'll probably go another dex for it. I just don't have better dex options, unfortunately. And I do want that one. I could try and find another board. We'll see. Weapons Master, I definitely am only taking for the stuff that's here, which means since I don't need that one, I could try and find another board with better amount of dex in it. But that also gives me useful stuff. It's not going to be this one. That's 20, 34 dex. Unless those give dex, but they don't. This one. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 35, 49. Without check. 49 dex. Instead of Weapon Master. Okay. I'll take this. I'm not taking it for the bonus. But just for the socket stuff. What was it? Bone Breaker. And thankfully, the dex here is next to some useful stuff that definitely could help on boss fights and stuff. It's not complete waste. Okay, so we're swapping out one for another. I mean, I could still do Weapons Master later. Probably shouldn't have deleted the information I had here. In case I decide to go Weapons Master later as a final board. Okay, now that we know all of this stuff, it's time to start doing the swatting. As I said, over here in the starting is IR. In decimator, it's undoubted, dominate, or imbiber. I can select that one later. Carnage, territorial. This one was weapons master, so let's leave it for later. Bonebreaker will be exploit. And this one is... Oh wait, that's Bonebreaker. Then what did we just pick here? Warbinger. Warbinger is rat. Okay. And I just need to decide later for decimator. So the first things first, we remove this, and this, and this. And we'll be taking the usual route I take. Remember the points, I still haven't removed those points from those other boards. You see why later. So now that we've got IR, which gives me damage to berserking again, I can check it from here. The next board I was thinking of being territorial or rat, which means carnage or warbinger. Let's see which one gives me a better secondary bonus. This one is very good, the attack speed while critically striking. This is perfect for a spin to win. And then the other one was warbinger. Warbringer, not binger, warbringer. I missed the R. I think it's better to get carnage first. Let me write warbringer. Warbringer. So carnage is the next one we take. And again, carnage should already have this slotted in. Now, how do we approach it? Do I actually want the carnage? Or am I gonna be fine without the 8% attack speed for 6 seconds? 8%, this is extremely underwhelming considering I have to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 points. Keep in mind, each of those points, if spent in the right place, could be worth something like damage to close enemies, 3 damage to core skills, damage to vulnerable. So I'm wasting the opportunity to get a bunch of those stats just so I can get 8 attack speed. Up to 8 attack speed for 6 seconds. Well, no thank you. And this, we are not taking that, we are just focusing on the board stuff, on the sockets. This is how badly and underwhelming they've designed the legendaries here. Their 8% attack speed is nothing compared to what you can get in here. The balance is non-existent in those Paragon boards, and I'm assuming it will change. A lot of stuff will change, and I'm assuming those will become stronger to make us actually want to go for them. Or maybe there will be something that lets us upgrade those the same way we can upgrade the glyphs in the sockets. Otherwise, people just won't take a lot of that stuff there. And I like that we can start with strength right from the get-go. And I'm gonna go dex and dex. Strength, 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 dex, strength. Then we pick this strength, 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 willpower, strength. Then we pick this and then this and that. And now those two we can maybe take later. Or we can just waste two points to get them. By the way, it might not be that much of a waste. Let's first see which way do I want to exit. I'm probably going to exit from here. If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this way we're taking strength instead of willpower to connect, which is nice. Unless this requires willpower and we really... So this one is 160 plus 90 times index. Equip index is the number of consecutive board it is for you. This one is 0, so it won't count. This one is 1. So for equip index here, we are putting 90 times 1. So this is 160 plus 90 willpower needed. For the next board we add, equip index would be 2, which means that would be 90 times 2 plus 160 if it was my second board. And this is how it grows. This is how they make it force you to put certain points into certain stats. So it might make a lot of people revisit certain choices. For example, if someone really needs that 5 willpower here, they can remove that strength and put that willpower. But again, I'm not gonna go into detail into that, especially when I start making the build videos. But yeah, Carnage, underwhelming, not worth going there. This one is definitely worth it, but that's a lot of points to reach it. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just to get to the blue. And in this case here, it's 1, because this one, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm reaching this, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to exit. And from here, it should be 6 to exit as well. 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 points less. But here I'm getting Berserk duration and Dench while Berserking not bad. I might consider leaving this board from the top as well. And in that case, on the way to Carnage, it will be only 1, 2, 3, 4 wasted. And still 4 wasted. I wouldn't waste 4. In fact, it would be actually 5 because I need to click this one here. I wouldn't waste 5 points just for 8% attack speed for 6 seconds. It's just not worth it. If that was 80% attack speed, or let's say not 80, let's say 20% attack speed, that would be okay. 5% up to 20, or even 5% up to 25 for maximum of 5 stacks. That would have been much better and much more worth it. But yeah, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next one, as I said, would be the rat, the core skills damage. So core skills damage, not only does it help with fury, spending giving us 45, it also is good for the crit damage with core skills. And that's only if I decide to go this way. And going this way, probably not. It's just not worth it. Look at how many points I need to spend to reach it. Let's say I'm starting from here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or from here, 1, 2, 3. It's still the same. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Is this worth 22 for me? It's not. I can tell you from now, it's just not gonna be worth it. And regardless from which exit I go, it's always gonna be 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 is the best you could do. But this is still gonna result in spending a lot of points just so you can get back to this one. So it's just not viable to go for it. Taking dex, moving onto. I think it's best to do this way. This, this, like that. Taking this, then moving here. This one, that one. Taking the dex. Taking this strength, taking that strength, taking that strength, taking this strength. Then moving resistance to all elements and strength, we could go without it. And where do we exit from? Dex, willpower, strength, willpower. And the next board on the list would be most likely Bone Breaker. And we will leave Decimator for last. So with Bone Breaker we get the damage to vulnerable, very good for bosses. We don't care about overpowers with your two-handed bludgeoning weapons, by the way. This one's also nice, but we should be fine even without it this early. Yeah, we don't care about that, but of course you could put one of your skills to be with a bludgeoning weapon. Um, but I wouldn't recommend putting Whirlwind as the bludgeoning weapon or Frenzy. So for this thing, what's left is Leap. Leap could be your bludgeoning weapon skill in this build. And now I'm thinking making a turn that way. So if I start from here, I can exit through there. Do I take this intelligence or do I go the longer way, taking the dex on the way to it? If I go the long way, I'm skipping an intelligence point, which is pretty much useless for me right now. Because I want those points here. I want the overpower, brutality. The thing is, do I take this willpower? Yeah, I'm gonna take this willpower. Connect. Alternatively, I could connect from up there. Oh, that's not worth it. Connect that way. Strength. I mean, obviously, people would squeeze some more willpower if it's needed. Go that way. We need that dex, and this is a better way to get it. Since we're here, might as well get this one. And now we are leaving through dex, willpower, strength, willpower, and connecting the final board, which is by the way, which one was this one? This one was Bone Breaker, definitely something I don't care about. The final one was Decimator. I could add Weapons Master later, but the Weapons Master is another one that I don't really need for anything, just to fill the sockets. That's what I need. And Decimator is probably the only one of those legendaries that I would consider taking. Why? Because it's close by. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I do it with the strength, it would be better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. But 6 points, I think, is worth to have this chance to make enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds. The problem is, it's only 8%. If this one was 18 or 20%, it would have been super nice. Even 15% might have been better. Like, let's say they make it 16%, so it's double what it is. Then I would consider it. But right now, I'm gonna take it, sure, because it's fun. But many people might want to save those 6 points and put them elsewhere. I think it's best to enter through here, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. I'm not counting this and this, but okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're taking strength, strength. Wait, which one is this? Decimator. Why didn't I put the stuff in Decimator? Oh, because I haven't decided yet. Damage while fortified, damage while healthy, or overpower damage. Already have a bunch of overpower damage bonuses, but I'd rather do damage while healthy. Let me check the other bonuses first. So Imbiber and Dominate. Let's look at Dominate. After not overpowering for 30 seconds, your next attack will overpower. Sure, but 30 seconds is a massive amount of time. This shouldn't have been more than 15 seconds to make it reasonable. Next, we have Imbiber, which was 30% increased potion thingy, I think. Imbiber. 30% increased potion healing, but again, we care about the damage while healthy. Satisfied the Grish, this is Path of Exile. It's Path of Exile meets puzzles. Jigsaw. Jigsaw and Path of Exile connected two in one. And that's what you get. Because in Path of Exile, you get the whole fucking skill tree overwhelming you. When you open the skill tree, if there's a new player, I've heard that argument a lot of times from people saying that they first started playing the game and they saw the huge tree and it was overwhelming. Well, with Diablo 4, it's different because they give you those in small chunks, like a jigsaw puzzle, and you just pick the pieces you want. You don't have the whole tree in front of you at all times. Each class has like nine different boards, a starting one and eight specific ones. What was I looking at? Undaunted. Undaunted. For every 5 willpower, danger fortified, and gain up to 10 danger reduction. Okay, Imbiber it is. Where did Imbiber go? And I'm not taking it for the potion bonuses, I'm taking it for the other bonuses. Do I take damage to vulnerable, damage to vulnerable? And that, or yeah, I'll do this. But fuck, we can't connect it that way. So I need to connect with strength or int. Strength it is, obviously. And I'll take this damage to vulnerable as well. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the level 92 version of the setup. And if you remember, I had points into Weapon Master, and those points are actually still there. So I can just connect Weapon Master. Or let's just leave it like that. Weapon Master I know is a willpower node. I'll remove those points. I'll add them later in a moment. So right now we have the level 90 version of what this would look like. That's actually not even level 90. That's level 85 because you have 20 points from Renown, which that means that gives you those 5 levels worth of stuff. So at level 85, this is what it should look like. Let me save, share the URL. Um, how how are we doing with the time? It should say level 90. 90 if you don't have renown, otherwise 85. And by that time people should have the renown. Am I gonna main any class? No, I never main any class. But Diablo 4 is designed in such a way where you have to. You have to pick a class. You have a bad time if you try to level everyone to level 100. I probably won't get everyone to level 100, but I will get everyone to level 50 and make a bunch of builds and not level them past level 50 something until I'm done with my build videos and content. Because if I keep leveling them up, then that means I would have to respect for the extremely exorbitant prices when I make builds. But if I keep them at level 50, I would still be able to respect for hopefully somewhat reasonable prices. It probably still would take millions, but not tens of millions. Maybe 2, 3, 4 millions rather than 20 millions for a full respect. Um, um, and I would still be able to equip certain things that would make the build look like what I'm talking about. But when it comes to the paragons, I would still use the build calculator to show them, because it's just better that way. Um, okay, now that we save this, we can put weapons master somewhere. Let's figure out where the best way to put weapons master would be. I can get damage to vulnerable on the way if I go this way. Or I could connect through here, but that's not gonna work well for me. I could get some fury stuff, but again, not that great. Yeah, this seems to be the only reasonable way to do it. So I could add weapons master for extra stuff. Oh, and it's very very nice located. This one was a willpower node for me. Although it could be a strength node as well. It could be a strength node as well. So with strength nodes, we have executioner and seeding. Executioner and seeding, either of those would work well. I probably, if I decide to make this build with executioner and seeding, I could tell people, okay, depending on whether you're using a polearm or a two-handed sword in one of your two-handers as a swashing weapon for whirlwind, then pick either executioner. Wielding a polearm deals 10% increased damage to healthy enemies and increase damage while wielding a polearm, or the other one is seeding, which is the same but with sword. And while wielding a sword, you gain 3 fury when you kill an enemy, so I would definitely recommend wielding a sword and putting seeding instead of a polearm, because it just feels better for a whirlwind build, especially that type of a whirlwind build with that keystone capstone passive. Which worker class will get to 100? We'll see. It depends. It depends what. I'll play all of them at 50 and at 50 plus, 53, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Once I decide which I like the most, and once I've tested multiple builds on each one of them at that level with proper gear, that's when I would decide. I would definitely level Sork first to 50 something. And after that, either Druid or Necro is the second one to level up. Probably Druid. We need willpower here, actually, I forgot. No, actually, and this is strength. Fuck it, it's not willpower. I made it a strength node. So let me check if I've taken everything. 54 willpower here. Yeah, I've taken the 54 willpower. What we can do now is we can return to our first board and pick a bunch of strength there. Strength here, strength here. And now, do I want to put 2 points for 7.2 damage while berserking, or do I want to put 2 points for 7.2 damage while wielding a sword? Or alternatively, I can sacrifice 3 points, and then I get 7.2 times 2 for 3 points, which seems to be the better bargain. But I could do the same here as well. I could do the exact same thing here. But I can do 4 points. 4 points for 3 times the bonus, and I cannot do that down there. So this is the better option here. And now I have the option for 2 points for 7.2. Or 3 points for 2 times 7.2. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for 3 times 7.2. Let me see what else I can get in terms of stuff over here. Danger reduction from close enemies. I'm considering taking that stuff. Damage while berserking. Feeling, just feeling with good stuff. Physical damage, feeling. Danger reduction while healthy. Danger reduction from vulnerable. Very useful in boss fights. Yeah, let's make us a little bit more tanky with those damage reductions. Um, Resistances, if needed, people can always branch out there and remove points from other places. Now, I have 10 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can get myself some maximum fury and life with those 10 points. That's one option. Another option is if we want more damage. Damage while berserking exists there as an option. Another option we have damage to vulnerable enemies. Let's see how many points I would need there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I get the 3 times damage to vulnerable enemies, and this one that gives me up to 20% extra. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. No, actually 1, 2, 3. It's the same, doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This one is not worth it. I'll just double check all my options and then decide. Then there's physical damage, attack speed. Attack speed for the spin to win might be the better option for me. And I'm taking strength on the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on the way, I managed to actually take a useful 7.2 extra percent increased damage while wielding a sword. And see you, Grudge. Thanks for stopping by again. Yet another build done. Now from here on out, I'll just do the builds in terms of skills for the next two setups. So for the next two setups, because we don't have much time, like an hour left, I want to make another Sork build and another Necro build. So let me save this, share URL, and put it here. So I won't do the Paragons. Maybe I'll do them another day. Tomorrow I'll be streaming a certain demo of a certain game. Let's copy Snowblower. The ice explosion build needs to be done now. Oops, I spit on my monitor by accident a little. So we take this. Now I'll be doing ice explosion 2.0. Which game is that? I keep forgetting the name. Just a moment. I need to hide my browser to tell you. Actually, I don't need to hide it. I can just scroll a little and tell you. This is the game. Tenebris Terra Incognita. The developers emailed me, and the developer emailed me saying I might like the game if I want to try it, because I've been playing certain turn-based stuff, and since it's a free demo, um, and they went through all the trouble to contact me. I'll be doing a short stream of the demo tomorrow. I told the developer I have time before Diablo 4 launches to do some side streams here and there. And while I'm not getting paid or whatever, and I'm not given the full game, I'm at least testing a demo which everyone can test. This would be for tomorrow, but I do have another game that I will be testing, and this is this one. I'll be testing this one soon. I was asked if I want to test this one. I'm not sure if they gave me the key yet, but I will be testing this one soon, um, before the end of the month. This is kind of like a more of an auto battle, but yeah, let's go back to the build calculators. This barb guy, I'll move him there. Let me open the make sure this one is right. Okay, this one goes there as well. So now we're starting with the Sork again, and we'll be replicating. We'll be replicating Ice Explosion, and of course improving it. Ice Explosion, and I'll just do the skills now, and I'll do the gear and stuff at some other point because we don't have as much time. And again, I want to do the necro. Um, I want to do another necro after it. By the way, which necro was the most voted? Oh yeah, the Hemomancer is the next one in line. Where was it? So I did Dark Ward. The next one in line from the poll that you guys voted for would be the Hemomancer. Okay. Hemomancer 2.0. It's gonna be different than Mist Potion, obviously. We don't want to have something similar like Mist Potion, so Hemomancer 2.0. Although Blood Search and Blood Mist super good. This one probably would be again with the spears. But first, let me check my original Ice Potion. It was an attempt to build around the Shatter key passive. The Shatter key passive from back then. That's what I was building around. Wait, I switched to a different one. Where did Ice Potion go? Ice Potion. So it was with Blizzard. Oh yeah, the Blizzard build I was playing would fit perfectly well with this setup. The Blizzard build I played in the beta, and I can download my stream while I'm sleeping tonight, so I can have some footage. But the Blizzard build I played in the server slam with 2 charges of Frost Nova, and the Blizzard enchantment on top of the actual Blizzard, would fit pretty nicely. And we won't need ice shards because we would be spamming Blizzard all the time. So no core skill will be needed. Again, back when I first made the original one, I had different understandings. But now that I've played 3 betas since I made the original Ice Potion, yeah, we're making that one. Ice Potion will definitely work amazingly well with 2 charges of Frost Nova and having enchantment for Blizzard and maybe an enchantment for Frost Nova as well. Although, even if we don't have the Frost Nova enchantment, we could add the Fireball enchantment, and that would be nice for extra explosions. on top of on top of the other stuff. Um, so starting with Frostbolt and the mana version of it, then we're moving on to, you know what? Instead of, as I said, instead of taking a core skill, at first people would have to pick Frozen Orb or Ice Shards at first, so they can have a spender before they get Blizzard. But for the sake of the build, I'll show the final version of it. So we will put the points into Frostbolt. Alternatively, we could put them here or here, but I'd rather put them into Frostbolt um, for now. Now we unlock Teleport and we get that. We unlock Flame Shield and we get that. We unlock Frost Nova and we get that. Then we can skip the Hydra. We can skip the Hydra this time around, which means we're not going to be going for Enchantment Frost Nova. But that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with Blizzard, 6 with the ultimate. Hmm. Always take protection. Always. Rule number 1 for Sorks, always use protection. Hmm. Hmm. We can return to this one. Never. um, Wait, let me first pick my deep freeze. Let me pick my. Do I have it unlocked? I think I already have it unlocked. Shutter. This is only 9 and 18. Still not bad to have it though. Hmm. With all that chill application, it would be pretty fun in terms of crowd control. And this brings so much survivability. With protection and 3 defensive skills and barrier generation bonuses, it will be easy to survive. Even without the healer, you shouldn't have problems um, with the damage. I know Hydra is good, but Blizzard, double Blizzard is amazing as well. Let's get more chill. And maybe one more point to line the elements, maybe. Looks like a good idea to me. And that's the skills. I could come back for the. I'll come back in a moment for the items. Let's go make the necro stuff. You made another new campaign, another new realm in Age of Wonders, eh? Okay, the Sork for now. Let's leave it for now. Let's go back to the Hemomancer. I want to check the original Hemomancer. I think it was Obviously, like all my other ones from before the betas, I was using some stuff without knowing how it works. I was using hemorrhage and blood search, and then blood mist. But again, I don't want to make another mist explosion. I already have a mist explosion, so it will be something different this time around. I could try and make it a Bloodlands build, but Bloodlands was very underwhelming when I played it. But again, maybe it gets stronger when it's later in the game. I do have Mist Explosion for people who want a Blood Search setup. So this one will be Monster 2.0 will be an interesting one. Once I am ready with the skills, I'll go back to the Sork to pick items. Then I'll pick items for this one. So hemorrhage, we need that point there. And it will be about 45. Bloodlands. Reduced by 3. It's gonna be very good on bosses. And you get that attack speed. Both of those are extremely underwhelming, like massively underwhelming. This should have been 4 times, not 8 times. And this should have been 5 essence cost reduction, which would be 33% of the current cost. So let's just go for that one. A little bit more spamminess. Oh wait, do we? Yeah, we do need that one probably. I'll see if I want it or not. I will still take Blood Mist because survivability is key, and Blood Mist is lovely for that. We're focusing on the Fortify rather than the corpse stuff. And we will use corpse tendrils just to make enemies vulnerable. Normally, consuming corpses and getting Grim Harvest what I do, but I don't want to use corpse explosion on every single build. It would beat the whole purpose of a lot of things. Um, so let me double check if I had minions. Fuck. Look at this. Look at this. Google keeps fucking glitching on me. Let me check the old Hemomancer. What minions I had? I had Blood Golem upgrade 1. I was sacrificing the Code Mages and stuff. I think having Code Mages active might be better for this one. Keep building essence and to have that crowd control. We'll see. But I need to decide it now. Thorns would be actually pretty good with blood builds and thorns. As you can see, it's the obvious synergy for thorns to go on blood build. But again, there isn't that much. But when you look at items, razor blade could go well, and then this one, needle flare. But for thorns, you want the big boy golem for the thorns to inherit stuff from you rather you yourself doing it. Okay, what else was fortify? 40. And the Humomancer, obviously Ratma's Vigor. Oh, look, this your next bird skill overpowers after being healthy for 15 seconds. If you combine that with this one, you have more guaranteed overpowers. We can just focus building on overpowering. Oh, the bird search is the better one for overpowering and fortifying and stuff. I wanted to make a bird lancer. The Hemudin, the Hemudin, the cutest bird knight. So I gotta decide minions or no minions, sacrifice bonuses or no sacrifice bonuses. Also, we have room for a curse, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if I have minions, it would have to be one, like skeletons or golem. And that means no room for a curse. Or I could have a curse and no minions. But I'm seriously considering. See, this one would give us triggers. It would give us triggers of where was it? Um, this one. So that's a great synergy. You will fortify a lot with Necrotic Carapace, and this one, not only every time you need to summon a Bone Mage, you would consume a corpse, but also when the Bone Mages die, they will leave a corpse behind and fortify you. And every time a corpse is formed this way, you would also trigger this way for double the fortify. So this is an interesting synergy there. And since we have skeletons, might as well have the warriors as well. We're sacrificing the golem. There won't be room for a golem in the setup. Might as well get some skeletons. Although I'm not a fan of that, but since I have it on the skill bar, this 5 crit chance won't be that much of a big deal for me. But then 15 non-physical resistance is nice. Oh, forming a corpse. Okay, we want that one. We want this one with forming a corpse, so we can keep triggering the fortify. And then we can just keep using corpses with the skeleton skill. That the skeleton we needed a corpse skill that is not on a cooldown that we can just spam to keep consuming corpses for Grim Harvest. And that's nice. Now we can just focus on. Wait, we don't want the life of the skeleton mages. We want life of the other mages. We want the other skeletons, I mean. So skeleton warriors getting a little extra life, a little bit of loving there. Hmm. Something like that seems fun. Yeah, it looks like an interesting, fun thing to try. That way, let's save it. This would be the base I would work on. Let's go back to the Sork now. With the Sork, obvious item would be Frostburn, a good synergy. This one I will most likely replace. The Heart of Selik. Mm, Let me figure out the unique items I want here. What are we doing? Sork now. Let's make sure I see Sork. I'm pretty sure there was something about Shatter. Oh ho ho. Ice Heart Bryce. This thing. This is gonna work lovely. I'm not sure if I want it as the main unique item, as the top tier, top priority unique item, or whether I want it as an alternative. But Frostburn is a good alternative, Hardly Crest again. But again, since we can have more than one, okay. If you can have more than one per build, you make a Siren Elemental Rogue yet? What do you mean Siren Elemental Rogue? Do we have grasps? I wouldn't put Siren as the name for a rogue build. They're so different. They first of all, there isn't much healing with the rogue. There isn't those grasps that sirens have in Borderlands. How's it going, Kunagi? Okay, here we are looking for more Sork stuff that fits the setup. Esoservum works for everything, regardless of setup, but this one's also gonna be amazing. Core skill damage. I need to add this one. Good rings as alternative choices. Oh, let's pick one of them. I don't want to overwhelm people with so many uniques, because from what we know, uniques won't be that easy. So it it it. How does this one fit and this one doesn't fit there? Same font, same everything. Okay, I can obviously do this then. Pants. Yeah, Starless Skies is great. Eventually, again, I'll rework this here. I'm not gonna touch the text for now. For now, I'm focusing on aspect stuff. Since we have pants, this means this text goes in the pants. Biting code. Let me see if I want to keep biting code in the build before I remove it. Frozen memories definitely goes away. Frozen orbit goes away. Biting code remains. Frozen tundra remains. Aspect of control remains. Exploiter remains. Fortune remains. This remains. This remains. This could also remain. So I'm removing frozen orbit. And I removed frozen memories if I'm not mistaken. Frost Blitz I'm keeping. Encased I'm keeping. So what am I gonna sacrifice? A defensive aspect needs to be removed when we get the unique item. Also, I need some Blizzard gear. Let me first find my Blizzard items. Blizzard, Blizzard, Blizzard. Wait, why is this in this cover? This makes no fucking sense. Frozen Tundra. Do I have this already? This one would have been nice, by the way, instead of Flame Shield, but I don't know. I wanted Flame Shield and Teleport as well in this build. In the original, what's its name? Um, Ice Potion. I'm pretty sure I had it. I had that Ice Armor stuff. That's Snow Veil and okay. This new ice armor thing, I didn't know about. But yeah, I did have ice armor in Frost Nova, and actually I had Frost Nova, not ice armor, but I recommended people that they could use that. But since I don't need a core skill when Blizzard will be my standard, Emma, Emma Art 00, how's it going? Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Struck Club to you. Hope you enjoy your stay here. My stream, well, it's going. I'm theory crafting, tinkering with stuff. Unagi says he'll make a pact with me right now on launch. I shoot you all the raw gear and you toss all the mage. Oh, perfect. Yeah. I would be happy with that. But again, keep in mind, most characters will get mostly gear for them. Obviously, some enemies have fixed increased chances to get certain stuff. Yes, I do have a Discord, but if you're gonna ask me about art stuff, keep in mind I have zero budget. You're gonna waste your time with me. Don't do that. I'm not the person you wanna be asking to buy your art because I can't afford it right now. My YouTube channel doesn't make enough money to afford this. So until my YouTube channel grows, this is kind of how it will be. Just telling you from now on, every day there's at least one person asking me the same thing. and they're wasting their own time with me. It's just pointless. When I'm in the business for it, that's when I'll start looking for people. But right now, I'm definitely not looking for people to upgrade my art and stuff. It's just budgetary restrictions for now. Okay, back to the Ice Potion 2.0. This ice armor related stuff, it's not a bad thing to take, but I'd rather not take ice armor. But glacial aspect, definite must have. What other aspect would be good for me? Frozen Tundra, I'm pretty sure I already have it. Biting Coat, I have. Control, I've got. Um, and Snow Guard. So we'll have to sacrifice one of the defensive aspects. So it will be either Frost Blitz, which I'm never sacrificing Frost Blitz on this build. It could be Snow Guard, or it could be Encased. And I think the obvious choice would be Snow Guard to sacrifice that one once you get the unique pants. So Snow Guard goes over here. Oops. Not there. Just a moment. I need to do something here. I need to do this. Guard goes here. One gets cut. Those two go here. One goes there. Okay. So let's take. Oh shit! This thing here. Mm, no guard goes there. Let's decide exploiter and frostblitz. Exploiter probably will go on the gloves maybe. Yes, I'm not taking that much offensive, so I can afford to put that there. And frostblitz goes on the chest and on the helmet. Yeah, I guess exploiter there. Actually, wait, didn't I move exploiter to the gloves? I just need to repaint it. Now on the helmet we're putting the third green aspect, which was encased. So encased would have to get sacrificed if eventually you want to go multiple uniques and you take this one in the pens, sacrificing Snowguard, and then you take Harlequin Crest for farming. For farming crafting material drop rate in the Hell Tides, must have item if you're doing Hell Tides, even if you only equip it temporarily for the Hell Tide duration. But it's great overall. I mean, 2 to 0 ranks, two ranks to all skills, and some extra damage reduction. And the good thing is, it will make up. It will make up for losing some stuff. In fact, this 5 to 8% damage reduction could make up for the Snow Guard's damage reduction rather than the encased. But I'd rather have it that way. Um, So Frostburn, when we get that, we can pick either replacing Exploiter or Aspect of Fortune. And if I have enough room, I could move Exploiter to the Amulet slot. I definitely would rather have Aspect of Fortune remain permanently. Wow, as Exploiter is also amazing for this build. In fact, it's top tier for this build. So the tough choice would be Exploiter goes here. And over here, I'll put some sort of offensive aspect. We'll see which one. We have plenty of ways to make enemies vulnerable. In fact, this one is the most unnecessary thing. So let's put it in the gloves. Why? Because you have manual Frost Nova with vulnerability. You can manually make enemies vulnerable by just using Frost Nova. On your at your disposal, then you would have auto casted Frost Nova when enemies die when they're frozen, and you have 2 charges of Frost Nova on top of that, which by itself is plenty of Frost Nova. Even if you don't do enchantment Frost Nova because we don't have conjuration, it's good enough as it is. Control. Where did I put control? Um, okay, we'll see. Frozen Tundra in ring 1. Prodigy ring 2. Where is biting code is offhand? No, it's not gonna be offhand. Glacial aspect, it's gonna be either in two-handed weapon if you wear one or one-handed weapon. And if you do a two-handed weapon, you have to sacrifice the Frozen Tundra. Press Control. Will be over here. We are not sacrificing Control. And now, for whatever reason, I have one extra slot, but this needs to repeat for sure. But why do I have? Fence, right? Uh, Wait, I had a typo before. Let me fix that typo. Typos happen. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I have one extra here and mine that way. Just leave it as it is this way so I can have room for another one if I want it. The good thing here is, first of all, don't want conjuration. I'll fix the stats later. Wasn't Blizzard Mastery, so we don't need. Yeah, it's a mastery. We don't need core mastery. And with the defensive skills, we don't really much want damage them. Although Frost Nova not bad, but again, it's not for the damage that we use it. Copying it for other stuff, ranks. I'm doing that so when I copy paste where it says ranks 2, that's where I need the defensive to exist. Yeah, don't tell me I didn't add ranks. Ranks. I'll have to add it here in the list. Although it is an obvious choice, I'd rather hide. I'll work on this list some other time. For now, I think we fixed the gear. The gear is done. Let's move on to the necro. It's already midnight. It is already midnight, so I'll quickly try and select some good stuff for that necro. First of all of this here is getting removed one by one. Let's see if there's anything worth keeping, by the way. I think worth keeping. Grasping veins definitely keeping. Exploiter, yes. Aspect of the void, no. This one, no. So let's pick the unique one. Unique items for the necro. For a Bloodlancer build. This one would be very fun build to make. The blood minion master. The slave driver, the pit master. Pit master, I think they called it in Heroes 3, the one with the whip. The pit master. And the bleeding pit master. With blood damage and minions. That's the one I kind of remember. The Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I think it was pit master. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but it was pit fiend. Maybe it was pit fiend. That unit from the demons with the whip. Ring of Mendown. Of course, not for this setup. I mean, it's gonna work, but not that great. Looking for bleeding and ideally not bleeding, but ideally bloodline specifically. Neither of them, neither of those unique items that are necro specific unique items are great for that type of setup I've picked. Which leaves us with very few options. The general ones at least have some good stuff in there. Butcher's Cleaver is solid, but I'm not sure we could use that on a necro. It's an axe. I know necros can use swords because I was using one in the server slam with my necro for a while. One-handed sword. You're telling me elemental siren rogue. It's gonna be a thing. What do you mean? Tell me more about this elemental siren rogue. Are you gonna be using siphoning strikes to heal up? Are you gonna be using the alchemist aspects, the ones that if you have multiple elements, they kind of you're doing X type of damage to enemies with shadow imbue, or X type of damage to enemies with coat imbue and stuff like that. Those aspects. Let me show you which ones I'm talking about. This one, the toxic alchemist, the icy alchemist, stuff like that. There was another one like this one, for example, bursting venoms, but there was noxious ice, chill and poison combo where you're combining two elements together. Are you going to be using stolen vigor to heal, or siphon victuals, or this one? Like what are you thinking for that one when you're saying siren, elemental siren? Telic would work well for that kind of setup, I think. Overpower and core skill damage. This works amazingly well, but we won't be able to hit 5 or more enemies. This would be much better for a blood search rather than the ice lens, than the blood lens. This one will be perfect for blood lens. Let's see if there's anything better in the meantime. Oh, life steal and the poison nova. Yeah, this one would be also lovely. Life stealing. There aren't many things in the. So in your rogue, by the way, if you're doing a siren rogue, you probably would want this life steal, and you'd probably want to make it a close range rather than long range. If you're going for this life steal poison nova, it doesn't say whether it's enemies in the area around your target, but I think it's around you. This poison nova. There's this wacky hit chance to heal you could consider. This one would be fun to try, but I'm not sure that that's the build. This one would work very well for a frenzy basic attack build. Or anything else with fast basic attacks. Yeah, so I'm thinking Starless Skies and Dario's Visage. But if I wanna have the Sheiko and Dario's Visage is not an option. So a Ring of Starless Skies probably will be one of them. Sheiko obviously a good choice. This one could be a nice choice, but to get the most out of it, I need to hit 5 or more enemies, and I can't hit 5 or more enemies with a single one. Even with it piercing, it still won't work that great. Maybe the Heart of Selig, but this one would be the main one. Starless Skies, because I'm just disappointed from the Necro options for a Bloodlands build when it comes to Necro uniques. If I don't want to use Corpse Explosion. Maybe this one, but this is Bone Spirit. I don't want Bone Spirit. You don't really wait the further understand. Yeah, I also don't understand Wiki hit chance because it's definitely not the number the skill has. The way I think it works is your Wiki hit chance of the skill is then multiplied by the Wiki hit chance you have from other places, other sources. So if the skill is 50% wiki hit chance, and you have 50% wiki hit chance, I think that would be 50% of the 50%. But I don't understand it. The developers haven't explained it well. Neither of the places online that have information about it explain it properly. It just says that it scales, and that's it. Let me try and find it. I think it was, where was it? I had it in a glossary or something somewhere. I just can't remember where I put it. There was this one page. This is Wiki Hit Execute. I need the actual Wiki Hit. See, all of the Wiki Hit scales with the skill and stuff, etc. Yeah, Wiki Hit chance bonus, but it doesn't explain exactly how Wiki Hit works. Base Wiki Hit chance varies per skill. But again, certain skills say 70 Wiki Hit chance. I don't see them having 70 percent that Wiki Hit. If you have multiple Wiki hit effects, their probabilities roll independently. So again, the way I suspect it works is um, if certain things have 15% chance to spawn, let's say 10 because it's easy to do it. Let's say something has 10% chance for the wiki hit and your skill has 70, maybe that would be 7% chance to actually trigger it. Maybe but of course if you have another 10% from items, that makes it 20 with the 70%, which means again. So the way I think it works is first you take the wiki chance bonus you have from items and stuff and add it to the passive proc, and then you take the skills wiki hit chance. Again, this is me speculating. You take the wiki hit chance of the skill. So let's say I have let's give you a real example. Here, let's open the Sork. Where did I put the Sork? Let's take the Sork, for example. There is a wiki hit. This thing. Let's say I get this to level 2, which is 10% chance to form a crackling energy. And then let's say, okay, let's say I get it to 15%. And then I have the 15% from the passive, which is this one. And that makes it 30%. And let's say I have a skill that gives me a wiki hit chance 33%. I think this would make this 30% from the 15 plus 15 to only 10. This is how I think it works. How I think it works. Because it definitely doesn't seem to work in the way where you add this 15 to that 15 and then to that 33 from the looks of it. Because I've experimented with Hydra, not Hydra, with Ice Blades. Ice Blades having 70% wiki hit chance and having this one for 15%, and that in theory, if it worked the way the way most people would have assumed it works, would have been that you would have 85%. That means almost everything would be wiki hitting. So that's excluding additional wiki hit bonuses and stuff like that. And yeah, I wasn't wiki hitting as much. I was using the enchantment as an example, the Frost Nova enchantment, which is a wiki hit. Your conjuration skills have up to a 30% chance to unleash a Frost Nova. So in theory, this 30% should have been added to this 70, and you should have 100 even without this. But that's not how it works. Again, I think this 30% gets added to this 15, and that's 45%, and then with the ice blades you get 70% of the 45. But honestly, it seemed like I was more of a 15% than 45, than 70% of the 45. When I was testing stuff with ice blades and that frost nova, it just wasn't triggering as much as it should have. In fact, I was testing with ice blades, hydra, and lightning spear, and it seemed like it was barely triggering. So yeah, that enchantment very underwhelming. Okay, I'm back to the Necro to wrap things up here. So I selected the unique ring, and that's one of the uniques for this setup. I also melted heart of Selic. Oh, it's already here. Selic is already here, and Harlequin Crest is already here. So we've got the uniques down. Let me quickly get the legendaries sorted. We obviously want the Bloodlines on a Bloodlines build. Did I take both skeletons? I think I did. So potentially this one. This one was very underwhelming in the first beta. I'll just shortlist some stuff and maybe decide eventually. Maybe this one. One, two, three, four, five, six. That's too many already. Let's see. One, two, three, four, five. And I'm assuming we should be able to do offensive if if it's an offhand and not a shield. The way we do it, I forgot. I mean, I have a bunch of hours playing Necro, and I never paid attention whether I could get um defensive and utility only, even if it's not a shield. I know that it works that way for the shield. Before I assumed it was only offensive, like for the other classes. But yeah, I'll have to pay attention eventually to some of my recorded footage from those streams. Those things here, let's just delete them. Except maybe it goes in the ring. Which one do I think is worth sacrificing? Mm, this one won't be that great on bosses. So this is probably one thing we can maybe consider sacrificing. Or it could be a resource item there for on the two rings. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to get rid of one of those things. Not sure what to get rid of. The attack speed seems too good to get rid of it, especially if it's 50%. This one up to 50% increased damage, too good. This one increased crit strike chance against injured enemies. But when I'm healthy, I also get multiplicative crowd control duration. This is solid, but probably another thing we could consider removing if we get something good, like maybe on the amulet. Um, this one's here. Which class I'm going for at the launch? 99% decided Sork. There's still 1% chance that I might change my mind in the last moment and pick Druid. Again, up until the launch, I won't know which one. And what's up, Shohei? How's it going? Ohio, good morning to you. Hungry Butt. Did I put Hungry Butt? I put Hungry Butt. Ratmus Chosen. Ratmus Chosen. And Grasping Veins, Ring 1, then I will be suffering probably with the. Actually, no, we won't suffer with the resource, considering we have stuff like Hued Flesh and Grim Harvest comboing each other. That means we have more room for defensive or utility. I could get maximum Skeleton Mages and Skeleton Warriors. Maybe the Skeleton Mages because they can, when they die, they fortify us and leave a corpse behind, which forming a corpse from them again fortifies even further. Let's look at some of the other stuff I might want to consider. Yes, Sork is definitely solid choice. I can decide what to give this build. I think more defensiveness would be nice, but not a fan of the stuff here. Okay, let's go extra skeleton mages. And then something temporary in the helmet. Maybe we can put shared misery or something. This one could be a temporary thing. It's better than nothing, and since we would replace it with a Shaco, might as well just put it there. Okay, and that's this one done in terms of gear. Plus, it's not heavily reliant on good legendaries. That's what I'm thinking exactly, and I'm also thinking a class that has solid stuff early in the early game, and Sork is decent early game. While Druid in the previous beta wasn't that great, I didn't get to try it in the last beta because I was too bored to level up a Druid as well in the last beta. But Sork in the early game is okay. It's probably not the best compared to pre-nerf Necro, but it's definitely solid. Definitely, it took me what to finish the whole story like hour and something, and I wasn't even rushing as much to finish the whole Act One story. Um, and yeah, it's definitely cool stuff. Okay, we've got for the Ice Potion 2.0 and Humomancer 2.0 the skills and the aspects ready, and for the Bladestorm 2.0 we have everything ready. The video is coming tomorrow. I'll have to add that stuff. I'll have to create the website, so I'll have to create the equivalent of this. I'll have to change icons. I'll have to change names and stuff. All of that. There's a lot of work for me to do later tonight or tomorrow in the morning, afternoon, whatever. But Bladestorm 2.0 is what I'm planning for tomorrow as a release. Oh, Barbarian is definitely out as the thing I want to do first. Again, I'm 99% sure as a Sork, and still leaving that 1% chance of maybe going Druid. But yeah, I'll be stopping now and I'll go and have my dinner. Thanks to everyone who watched me theorycraft a little. Oh, I'm still showing this one. We don't need that anymore. Um, so um, that's gonna be it. As I said, keep it cool. Until next time from me, watch my content if you haven't the latest video. And goodbye from me.